I'm actually curious, what made you start the design community?
There were a few communities. There have always been communities in every domain,
Yeah.
but in mostly in Delhi, there have not been. Uh, and whoever like whatever communities have popped up, it has only been 2 years. Like even in Bangalore, dribble meetups have started happening. It's been only 2 to 3 years.
Mm,
So yeah, we are one of the first. We're not the first, but one of the first.
one of the first. And
Yeah.
how did you get into design?
I was in college, and I have been since childhood. I have been seeing my elder brother doing some stuff on Photoshop, so I have always wanted to do that. So that was my cousin. So what I used to do is, for my other cousin, I used to crop his face and put on the pictures. I made it funny on animals or some other.
So you were memeing him even before
Yeah,
meme was a thing.
I've been memeing since I was 10 or 11 maybe. So that is how I learned Photoshop. But then I couldn't make anything out of it. That is a different thing. But making a career out of it, it's a totally different thing. So
Yeah.
for many years in school and even in first year of college, I didn't give it a go. I didn't have a way of letting it out, being productive with it. But
Mm.
then I joined this NGO. I started volunteering for this NGO, and I made a small poster there for a program that they were conducting, and it was a very bad poster. So I thought I should make this, and I made a poster and I sent it on the WhatsApp groups, and
Got it.
it sort of exploded in that community that who is making these posters, and it wasn't even that good. Like it was very basic, but that is how I thought that I should make more posters. So I
Mm.
started making posters and print work. Then it all came to me by itself. A client came to me, somebody referred me to somebody, and I started working. So that is how it's been. That is how I started.
So in a way, community has always been very important in design and creativity, even for getting gigs.
I've heard people saying this that most of their work comes from other people, and but this I've seen this in my life that whatever I have been, other people have a huge role in that, whether it is my personal growth or even in design. So everything I have been able to do is because I have the right kind of people around me at the right time.
So when you looked around at Delhi and you are from Delhi and then you saw that here there are not too many design communities and you said that, okay, I want to start one.
It's been like 1.5 years. We had been thinking of starting a community. We were doing a few things, what we can. Like we were already helping people, other people, like personally, the three of us that we started initially. So it was in the plan. But then one day we got this name, People Who Design. My partner Rishabh, he came up with this name, and I was like, this is so cool. And he designed the website. Like today we are talking that we'll start a community, and then very next day he had a website, like a simple website, 1 or 2 page. He made that, but then again work came in and we could not do it, and for another 6 months it was dead. But then one day we decided ab to karna hai yaar.
So before the whole COVID crisis started, right? Did you have meetups hosted? How
uh,
did you have your community meetup?
we actually did a meetup before the community was live. Like people didn't know about it. We had already done a meetup for a design agency in Delhi. That is how it started at the very beginning. And after that, we have been doing meetups for all sorts of things. Like I have been teaching Webflow and VoiceFlow. These are tools to build websites and voice apps without code.
Hmm.
And my partners have been teaching other tools that they are very well good at, like they're experts in that.
Hmm.
So we have been teaching what we know to other people, and we have been doing a lot of meetups, and we are also coming up with a podcast of our own. And we have a lot of plans, and we want to go at it with full energy now.
Of
We
course.
also have a lot of people helping us. So it was just three of us that started, but like in a matter of let's say a month, we had a lot of people who wanted to help. A lot of hands were there to help us.
Now that we are in a remote setup, how do you maintain this community remote?
Actually, when this lockdown started, we already had a meetup that we had planned. Like lockdown started on Monday, we had a meetup planned for Saturday, just 2 days before that. So everybody had been canceling their meetups. We decided to cancel it too. But then we thought that why should we cancel it? We'll just move it online. Whoever was coming there, they can obviously join online. And even more people who are not in Delhi, and people have been saying this, that we want you to come to our city and organize meetups and hackathons and stuff like that. So we thought that those people can join too. And so we did that. There was this tool we used, AirMeet, and that's a amazing tool. And we did the meetup there. We had 2 or 3 speakers who talked about design and how to start freelancing and stuff like that. And we had around, I think, 35 to 40 people joining online. I'm assuming that for the next 6 months, I'm trapped in my home only. So I'll do as much as I can online. So Air Meets is the way to go for me. I'll be hosting meetups there. We'll be hosting more Webflow meetups, more other tools, and how to, work remotely and freelance. First they talked about how they can people can start freelancing, how they can work remotely, how they can get better at design. And after that people had questions, who like they answered the questions. Then people had discussions among them also. So that is how it went. But before this we had already done a few meetups online also. Like I have taught Webflow online on Zoom to other people, and it has also been pretty good. It was a good experience. There are a few pros and cons when I'm teaching online. I obviously don't have that level of feedback.
What is your checklist if you have to say like 5 things you have to do to get a meetup online right?
So maybe I'll tell you like a story, and we'll take out the points from that.
Yes.
First, I'll tell you the problems that I had. Like I'm telling you, I had no way of getting feedback. So sometimes it felt like I've been cut off, like the internet's not working because I'm speaking for the last 5 minutes, but there has been no like this that. So I stop and think, is the internet working? Or I say hello, Awaz, like can everybody hear me?
Yeah.
So that has been a problem. So what I thought was I'll tell them that they can switch on their mics and microphones, and they can come up with or even if they have questions and they want to cut me off, they can do that. So it did work for some time, like 1 or 2 days. It was a 4 or 5 day meetup, but then one day there was so much noise from the other side. So I think Air Meets is a good platform that we found, because what it does is that the participants can have a discussion amongst themselves when the event hasn't started. And when the event has started, only the speakers can speak, but there's an option to raise hand, which I think Zoom also has now.
Yeah.
So they can raise their hands, and when somebody has raised their hand, so the speaker can choose to bring them on video, and they can ask their question directly. So it is like an experience which is exactly like it happens in the real life. A few other problems was like in the meetup there is a lot of incentivization. Like you're sitting there, even if the person is getting bored, he cannot just take off and go away. But in
Yeah.
online meetups, that's not the case. So we've been thinking that we're going to put a little paywall in between, so that there is a little motivation to come. So we're thinking to do that. I mean, this hasn't been tested by us that much, but let's see how it goes. I don't think I've given you 5 points, but this is all I could think about.
And what about networking? Because a large part of offline meetups is also that networking, right?
Like I told you, there is a feature in Airmeet, like before the meetup starts, people can network between them.
Oh.
So I was going table to table, talking to them, making jokes and leaving the table.
When you cannot, travel at all, because a large part of design is how do you keep your creative juices flowing, right? And travel, meeting new people, hanging out at a nice cafe, all of that really makes adds that little bits of inspiration, I would say, to your
Yeah. The first thing that I'm facing, the most challenging problem, is I'm unable to, take out time to do creative things that I used to do. Like I used to watch plays a lot. I used to go to CP to work, and after that on Saturdays I used to go and watch a play. But now I don't do that. I used to sit in like you said, in cafes with my friends, like 1 or 2 friends, and just chill or just talk about technology or design, or sometimes I don't know what we talked about, but that is how I gained my knowledge. But
Yeah.
right now I'm unable to do that. But how we are dealing with it is we like in the team only, or sometimes like my other friends, like other companies that I've worked at or other groups that I have. So we occasionally do Zoom calls or stuff like that, and we just talk about things. There's this friend Rishabh, I talk about technology for hours and hours. So I do that on Slack right now. So things haven't been the same, but I think we are coping. For more collaboration and a little automation for the team, we did use Airtable. Like we have been using Airtable a lot lately. Yeah, Notion is just my personal journal sort of. So Notion has been my thought bank for past few months. But for collaboration, I prefer Figma because it is so straightforward. Like it's a simple tool. I know how to use it. I can just drop in ideas there. So Figma is the way I go.
The tools and all aside, right? The humanity of it rather.
I had this idea in my head that the client wouldn't understand that like we are also in lockdown, not just them. And I thought that they'll be on our heads that get this done, get this thing done, or this that. Like they won't understand our problems. But this has been a very good thing that I've been able to see in all the clients that they have been very helpful. They understood that the team cannot work right now. Like some people have been getting internet disruptions a lot. A few people on our team. So the clients have been very understanding that way. And apart from that, like I've been very proud of seeing Twitter, how people are coming out helping each other. I've seen people building. Like there were already so many job boards. We didn't need new one, but still, people are creating job boards, and even if even a few people are getting jobs through those things, or people are building tools that people can track coronaviruses in their areas. There are so many tools, but still people are building more and more. So that is something I'm very inspired. That is like there are bad things and good things. So bad things are I'm stuck inside my home, whereas I like to roam around, roam free. But good things are I have been able to see that people are coming to help each other a lot, and not just online. Like in Delhi, people are helping each other. Those who don't have food, the youth is coming out helping. So it has been a very how do I say this? A good sight, once in a lifetime thing to see.
That's true. Like the whole world sort of like in some way saying we are all in this together.
Yeah, exactly my thoughts. Before we were divided somehow, like, but suddenly there's no division. Like we're all in this together. And when we were little, or when I did not have to face this situation, I used to be like, "ऐसा मतलब ठीक है, मतलब होता होगा." Now that I'm seeing it, I'm feeling it, and it actually feels like everybody is involved in this. We're like a family. One would be there's this person who sends a blog like every week, Tobias Van Schneider. So he has a lot of insights on a lot of things. I like to read things that are bringing actual change. And one is that my friend is doing, Darshan Gajra. No, exclusivity, yeah. First, I think I'll go to Rishikesh. I'll sit on the Ganges because, the news have been coming in that Ganga is really clean right now. I want to see that.
Awesome. Thank you. This was fun actually. I got to know you a little bit.
Thank you very much. Actually, I haven't done something like this before, so I was a little nervous. I think I was very comfortable talking about all the things that we talked about.
I'm glad. Is it a like a take our time. We can always cut out stuff that didn't work out. We can re-record later. If it goes bad, we will figure it out.
I've tried.
Hello.
So.
Yeah? No, it should be about bad things.